I have definitely made a few mistakes in my life. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made, I made two in rapid succession, but one of the biggest mistakes that I made is I killed this vehicle right here. I made a calculated guess. I was going to go over a flip down bollard, and it punched a hole in the oil pan. And what was moments before a functioning, high quality vehicle with not very many miles on it that I paid $4,500 for was suddenly dead. And tomorrow she's going to the junkyard. So what have I done with her for the last 2 years? Well, you can see she's missing lights there. Stuff inside has been gutted. I am going to keep these tires here in the rims. The front headlights, those are gone. Radiator's been pulled out of it. The AC pump has been pulled out of it. The alternator's been pulled out of it. A bunch of different reservoirs have been pulled out of it. And I've been selling those things on eBay. So I took what was a $4,500 investment. I put 75,000 miles on it. I killed it. And then I took the parts and I sold them on eBay, and I made back about $1,000. So I figure if you depreciate out the amount that I drove, pretty close to break even. Tomorrow the guy is supposed to give me $100 to haul her away. You know, and in the process, I ruined another car, and I picked up this one. And this is a 2010, basically, version of this one. Had 100,000 miles on it, and got it for $5,000. I love buying vehicles on Craigslist, as you can tell. But literally, if you look around here, that car, this truck I bought for $2,000, put a brand new engine in it for $5,000, so I got $7,000 in this guy with 0 miles on the engine. This we got for $8,000 or $9,000. It's a Volvo XC90, awesome vehicles. Everything's been off of Craigslist. I don't really deal with going to a dealership and dealing with that, and I've always been able to sell stuff for more than what the value is if you take it into a dealer. And part of that is just it's the time element, being able to keep the vehicle long enough to be able to sell off all the parts. It wasn't like I took all the parts off of that Cadillac and 2 days later I sold everything. It was a long process, and it took some time, and I had to learn how to list things on eBay. Went through a bunch of different things. It took a while to tear apart all the different pieces, pull those off, figure out how to market them. It was a good learning process. So in the end, I felt a lot of shame because I made a completely preventable mistake. And I let it define me for a while. The next car that I had, we had a Honda 2001 or 2000. It had 225,000 miles on it. I made a left, and I never ever saw the other people coming, and they hit me at 40 miles an hour. Never touched the brakes. And that is the first car wreck that I've been in my life. And I walked away from that feeling ashamed, because most of the time I'm a pretty defensive driver, and I am cautious. I think about the negative possibilities that could happen, and I try to take my time. For some reason, we had full coverage on that vehicle, and the insurance company took that mistake and gave us a $2,500 check. My vehicle wasn't worth $800. Put that into this other vehicle over here, which is why it was so cheap, and that has served us beautifully since we got it. We got to upgrade all the vehicles, but yeah, I've made some mistakes, specifically too with vehicles in the last 2 years, but God's really provided in a way that I could not have anticipated. But literally the day that we started looking for a vehicle, my wife said, "Hey, I found this." Went to the guy who's trying to sell it for $5,000. Checked it out. I was like, "Oh, it's got a blown head gasket." I'll give you 2 because I feel like the body, the wheels, the lift kit, all of that stuff, it was in great condition. It's got 4 doors. It's exactly what I wanted. And dropped a new engine in it. Learned a lot of things through that process. So don't let mistakes define you. It's just part of growing up and learning. Have a great day, guys.